Welcome back. Now today I wanted to tell you about a new author kick I've been on. You might have noticed me talking a lot about this author in recent TBRs and wrap-up posts, monthly ones and readathon ones. And that author is Jennifer Weiner. I got this book as a gift for my birthday, and I put off reading it for a couple of months and then read it on audiobook quite recently, and I just loved this so much. This is the story of it's her memoirs basically, and it's adventures in life, love and writing is the subtitle, and that's what kind of made me want to read this book in particular, was the fact that it talks about all of those things, because we like all of those things. I'm really glad I listened to this one on audiobook because, as you know, I really like authors of non-fiction reading their own work, because you get to hear things from their point of view and get their sort of opinion coming through to kind of reinforce the words that they've put down. This was a really interesting read because she is completely open about her past and her parents and her family and her upbringing and kind of the role that that plays in her own writing. Obviously, she talks about her writing process. One of the things I really liked was how she talked about her writing and how it changed between before becoming a mother and after becoming a mother. I really respected her for talking about that. I enjoyed listening to her stories about how she put things into her books because that's what she wanted to read about, because I think, you know, we all want to be the kind of writer that puts a book out which is the kind of book we want to read basically, and that made me want to go away and read her books. So she talks about her novel In Her Shoes, which was famously made into a film. So one of the first things I did was I rewatched In Her Shoes. It's one of my favourite films, she actually talks in this book about her grandmother being in one of the scenes in the film. So I was kind of looking out for that particular scene in particular, and I really enjoyed rewatching the film and sort of thinking about the things that she put into there specifically because she wanted the heroine to have this point of view, or the relationship with the sisters to be like this, and it was interesting rewatching it, having heard of it from the author's point of view. Then I remembered that I had this book on my shelf, which is All Fall Down by Jennifer Weiner. This book was sent to me from Simon & Schuster very generously, and I just literally never got around to reading it. I sort of knew of Jennifer Weiner's works, obviously from In Her Shoes, and her first novel was Good in Bed, and I'd seen them in the shops, and you know, they've been on my radar, but I hadn't kind of got into reading this one. And then I started listening to it and I just couldn't stop listening to it. I thought it was an amazing read. It really reminded me of a sort of American version of Rachel's Holiday by Marion Keyes, because we can see here we've got the teacup on the cover and then we've got these pills, because this is about Alison, our main character, who kind of has it all, but then she's got a little bit more going on than what she puts out. I'll read you the blurb very quickly. It would seem Alison Weiss has the perfect life. She has a wonderful family, a job she loves, and house of her dreams, yet she has a secret daily ritual tucked away in her handbag in a little tin of pills. They soothe her when she frets that her husband is becoming distant, her daughter is playing up, her father's illness is worsening, and her business has grown so fast it feels out of control. Alison tells herself that the pills just help her to make it through the day, but what if her ever-increasing drug use is the biggest problem of all? And I really like this one because we have this stereotype of drug users or addicts, and that is, you know, the kind of addict that we might see in Trainspotting. But this book shows us that, you know, it can be a middle-class, middle-aged woman who is an addict. It can be somebody who seems to have it all together on the surface. I really love the fact that this is from a very kind of like family relationship point of view, and I really like the fact that this person is a mother, and it's only when she kind of realizes that it's affecting things in her family life in terms of her daughter that she kind of thinks, maybe I need to do something about this. So I would really recommend this read. Love the memoirs, definitely recommend that one. If you're going to read that one, get it on audiobook. Loved it. This one, either way, I listened on audiobook, but I do have a paperback version of it as well. And then I also listened to the audiobook of Good in Bed, because that was Jennifer's first novel. I downloaded this one from the library, so it's just an audiobook I got from the library, and this one is about a lady who is, you know, she's a curvy lady. She's not your sort of typical skinny sort of chick flick heroine, and what happens when somebody that she is with writes an article about what it's like to be in a relationship or be in a sexual relationship with a curvy lady, and kind of how that affects her. And it's interesting because so much of what Jennifer talks about in her memoir is in both of these books that I've read. There are aspects of her in All Fall Down, there are aspects of her in Good in Bed, and there were aspects of her in Her Shoes as well. I think between the three kind of books that I have read, if we're counting the film as something that I have read, then I would say that I enjoyed All Fall Down the most. However, I really liked Good in Bed because it's great seeing a heroine who doesn't have to lose the weight in order to achieve happiness, or doesn't have to have the happy ending based on what society would deem to be a happy ending. And I think that that's something that Jennifer talks about in her memoirs as well, that's, you know, something she's struggled with and something that she wants to put across in her books, and something that we see the heroine of In Her Shoes a little bit like that as well. And so I would definitely like to read the novel of In Her Shoes, and I will definitely be picking up a new Jennifer Weiner novel soon. But I just wanted to talk about kind of my discovery of this new author. I know it's not a new discovery. I know she's been writing for ages and I've had these books on my shelf, but she is a new to me author, and I'm really pleased that I read the memoir first, because I was able to see those comparisons in the books and I was able to see a little bit of her in her books. So if you have read any Jennifer Weiner, then please let me know in the comments below. I'd like to know which one you think I should read next, or if you've heard of one that you're thinking about picking up, then maybe I could read that one and do a book talk on that one to let you know whether I enjoyed it or not. If you would like to see more videos from me, then please do click the subscribe button. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, and I will have another video soon, so I will see you then. Bye.